What?
Why?
Why would? Oh my god! You literally just popped in here.
What is it showing?
This is so scuffed already.
Is it showing YouTube right
Say
now?
that every time we start this. Yes, I can see it.
It's always scuffed. It's always scuffed.
Well,
Wait,
welcome.
was that on your phone?
Yeah, dude. That's what I mean when it says mobile screen share. You can screen share like phone apps and shit.
Oh, that's sick. I didn't even know you could do that.
Wow, that's so sick, bruh. Now I can stream Minecraft Pocket Edition.
Yo! Oh my god, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I hate you. Stop.
I'm gonna download freaking Genshin Impact and play it on my
No!
phone.
No!
Wait, I think I can. Wait, we can watch Ruby.
Dude, we're supposed to be starting a podcast. What is up with you? We can watch Ruby during the podcast.
Okay, well, Anthony says Ultra Smooth Brain Lobby.
Yes, this is.
And Raina says do the Muscle Man screech. Oh, okay. Woo! Wait, I can't do that right now. Look.
Oh my god. Well, Jason, now that you're in here, you're stuck in here.
I'm leaving.
No. You're no, you don't. You can spare. You can spare an hour. You could spare an hour.
I can't spare an hour.
Be the comedic relief. We need our soundboard. We need our soundboard, please.
What the hell?
No, you're not getting anything from me. Not yet.
Shit.
Well, sucks for you because I'm already recording. So, hi everybody, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. Sorry again for that super scuffed beginning, but you know, Jason had to join us. He's a special guest today. We're interviewing him actually. Yeah, we're wondering why he's been playing Nier Automata for 34 minutes, even though he says he's not.
Well,
the conspiracy.
I'm fucking with you guys. Of course we're not going to interview him. He's not important enough. I'm joking, obviously. I'm joking.
Well then.
Joking. No.
Those are fighting words. You, me, Baskin Robbins, 3:56 p.m.
Jesus Christ.
Ice cream.
3:56.
Hello, Justin.
Justin.
What the hell is this?
Justin.
What's up?
Not much. Jason just joined us randomly.
No.
Yeah, he's actually gonna. Yeah.
With intent.
Yes, to record the podcast with us. Anyways, so shut up. Let me speak. Anyways, this week's topic is going to be conspiracy theories, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So let's all go down the line. Raise your hand. Introduce yourself, everybody. I can see you all in the studio right now. Haha, just kidding. We're all social distancing.
Raise your hand, he says, as we're in a fucking voice chat.
It's a gag. Bro. It's a bit. Get with it. I'm gonna gag you. I swear to God.
Wait.
What?
I said what I meant, and I meant what I said.
You say so. Anyway, welcome back to Oddity Commodities, everybody. I'm Richard.
I'm Justin.
Blind.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm blind.
No, there's Jason.
Justin.
Okay. So anyway, Jeremy.
Wait, hold on. Wait, somebody hasn't introduced themselves yet.
Oh shit. I'm McKenna.
I thought you were talking about Kabar. I was gonna be like, bro.
Yeah.
He doesn't matter. He doesn't matter in this. He's not even
I
here.
introduced myself 2 times already. You're like, wait, so we are you introduce yourself. Say your name.
God. Oh my goodness.
So, Jeremy.
Yes.
Yes.
So tonight we're gonna be talking, or hopefully try to talk about 9 different conspiracy theories that we all chose. Richard, swear to God, you don't matter in this. You're playing Nier.
You're right. You're right. I am playing Nier. See ya.
Oh my God!
Okay,
I swear.
So anyway, what, Jeremy?
Oh, he actually left. Well, you know what? Yeah, screw it. He's going in the credits. I don't care.
Okay, so anyway, Jeremy, conspiracies.
Yes, we're going to be talking about 9 different conspiracy theories, hopefully within the 90 minutes that we're going to be recording this. Those being Freemasons, MKUltra, New World Order, UFOs like the Black Knight satellite, and stuff that they saw during like the moon landing, Gemini 4 and Gemini 7 missions, Illuminati, Jeffrey Epstein's death, obviously, simulation theory and the Matrix, and artificial diseases and bioterrorism, and finally Planet X or Nibiru, if you want to call it that.
Bureau.
Yeah. So mysterious, isn't it? Spooky name.
Spooky name.
All right, so Richard, you said you knew some stuff about Freemasons.
Freemasons. Okay.
Go at it, bro. That's all you.
All right. Well, the Freemasons are supposed to be this secret society, and I don't know if they're really supposed to be secret, but they're supposed to be this society that supposedly all of our founding fathers were in.
Mm-hmm.
And interesting enough, I apparently met somebody who claims that they knew somebody who was a part of it, which was pretty weird. So you remember, Jeremy, you remember when we were talking about that Netflix series Don't Fuck with Cats?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. You remember how I said I went on a Tinder date right after?
Yep.
So that girl, what had happened was I was on a date with her, and then she had told me that we were just talking about random stuff, and I guess she was like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And she was talking to me like, "Hey, you know the Freemasons, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she said, "Hey, my ex-boyfriend was actually a part of that." And I was like, "Really? That's pretty freaky."
It's like
and
it's like my boyfriend, and it's like, no, I'm not. I never knew I was part of Freemasons.
And okay, this was pretty weird because I just seen that documentary about somebody getting murdered on a date, and I was like, I ain't trying to be a part of that. And she tells me that, and I'm like, this ain't going down the road I wanted to. So anyway, she told me that ex-boyfriend somehow had joined the Freemasons, and that it had gotten him into and out of a lot of trouble. And it was really weird because she had told me that when she lived with him, right?
Yeah.
He had apparently gotten arrested one time, and he had told her to call somebody, and she called them. She contacted them, let them know what had happened to him. They called the police station. He was out in like 30 minutes or something like that.
What the heck?
Yeah, it was very weird. And then I don't remember every single thing she told me, but I do remember that. And I remember she had also said that once they had broken up, he said to her, "Hey, you don't fuck these." He said, "I am keeping you safe this whole time. You really think that nobody's gonna come over here?" Or something like that, right?
Oh, like pretty much like I was your protection because I was in this like secret society or whatever. Like now you're vulnerable.
Exactly. And it was really weird.
You're gonna leave me? You don't get my special privileges anymore. No, nobody's gonna watch your house 24/7. Make sure you're safe.
That's what she made it sound like. And she said that after he had left,
he's just being salty,
breaking into her house. And I was like,
wait. Oh! I thought he was just being salty at that point.
No. She told me that actually happened. I was like,
dang,
wow, that's freaky. But yeah, it was kind of weird. I never met the guy. I don't even know what he looks like. Like, apparently he was a part of the Freemasons. I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. And I don't know a ton about them, but I do know that they were in the second Sherlock Holmes movie or the first one. I forget what. So I think they explain it more there.
If I remember correctly, and I'm not gonna name drop anyone, but I don't think you took his class. I'm not gonna say the school either because I don't want to like doss anyone or anything like that.
I'm trying to give our locations away.
Well, that, and like I don't want like people to go after this person after I say this. But if I remember correctly, I had a geometry teacher at one point where they were either a part of a chapter of the Freemasons, and like their son was like next in line or like something. He was supposed to join them as well, like very soon, but like it had been like a generational thing, like stemming back a long way. They had been in that chapter, which is like pretty insane. And I don't even know how the heck I found out about this, but somehow I have that information now. That my geometry teacher, who was teaching me about triangles, was not a part of the Illuminati, but was a part of the Freemasons, which is kind of ironic. It's like no, so but I'm not saying anybody. But if I'm pretty sure people will figure out if they know me and we're in the same class as me, if they're listening or anything like that. Yeah, that's my little story with that, which is actually really interesting because I started looking more into it afterwards. After finding that out, I'm like, oh, this is a real deal kind of thing. Oh, that's and just like it's insane. I never would have expected that.
Sounds about right.
Yep. Anybody else have anything to add to this? No?
Cool,
All right.
guys. Thanks.
All right. I guess you guys want to move on to MKUltra and like just government experiments, I guess. More so like MKUltra leading into like unethical human experimentation.
Like the Tuskegee experiments or something like that.
Yeah, because MKUltra was the mind control program with the CIA.
That's what that was. Oh,
how
that
did
was
you?
The one that was the one that was in the documentary Wormwood, right?
I have not watched Wormwood.
Oh well, that's where I found out the thing about them weaponizing insects. But that's the same. That's all part of the same thing where they tested LSD on somebody, right?
No, well, but to a degree, I guess, if you want to like say that, it was more so like well, I guess yeah, LSD. It was one of the things that they used, the psychoactive drugs, but like also like different kinds of stimulation, like electroshock therapy and like hypnosis, sensory deprivation, different types of like abuse and torture to kind of just get them into a mental state where they can then manipulate things with their mind, essentially just change their brain functions at a very fundamental level.
Get a razor and just like over the top of the brain.
Oh my god, what is wrong with you? Why would you say that? That is such a visceral image.
Never say anything that's as creepy or whatever the hell.
You would have to crack the person's. You have to crack their hip open like a coconut and just get like a scalpel or something and just a little bit off the top.
So you want your brain to have some fades over here?
Oh my god!
Yeah, just give me a little bit off the top, a little bit off the back, up the sides.
Take off 2 inches, please. right in my cerebral cortex, right there. Just take off 2 inches, please. I don't need it.
Oh, that medulla oblongata looking sharp. So anyway,
of all the sections of the brain you could have referenced, you really had to go there, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I had to show my high level of intellect.
That was impressive.
Yeah, very, very much so.
I'm glad somebody like.
let me just pat you on the back right there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Did you slap the back of my head? What was that noise? Yeah. I did like a mic tap to simulate me pat. Jesus, I cannot speak. Patting you. You literally just went right like the back of my head just took me out. Jesus Christ, Richard. That's.
I was trying to say maybe I did smack you on the back of your head. That's why you can't say it.
You hit me in the back of my head now. Blunt force trauma. He's trying to simulate MKUltra right here. Some torture and abuse.
Oh, that's how you mind control people. You just go like, I like your cut, Gene. Oh, damn.
If I hit you hard enough on your head, you can then move things with your mind. But sir, that's not how it. Boom. Okay, but going more into it. Jesus Christ.
Who
Um.
joined my live stream? It's Zachy Boy, but he's not joining the.
He's at work.
Oh,
That makes
that makes
sense.
sense. Well, we'll do this in honor of Zach and Zach, the Zacks. Zach
I
in
don't know
black.
what Zach is doing, but Zach Archuleta is at work.
Rest in
Uh,
peace, that man's soul.
my God. Okay, but like stemming off of the main one that pretty much everyone knows, which is MKUltra with unethical human experimentation. Like stemming off of that, like I guess if you want to talk about the Tuskegee experiments, Richard.
Okay. Well, I don't know much about it. I mean, it's not really that complicated,
Mm-hmm.
but that one was basically they took the Tuskegee Airmen, the black men who were airmen during the Second World War, I believe, or is the First World War? I think it was the second. And they tried exposing them to syphilis because they believed that if you were of a different race or a different genetic makeup, then certain diseases wouldn't affect you. So they just exposed them to syphilis, and they were like, "Hey, you can't catch this," and then they were like, "Yeah, we can." And that's pretty much my understanding of it.
Okay.
Not really super in depth, but I do know that they also apparently tried at the same time with MKUltra and the mind control thing. That's when they did the LSD experiment on a CIA agent, and they also tried weaponizing some types of parasitic insects, I believe, that are supposed to, you know, spread disease or something like that, like maybe what is it called, mosquitoes or some shit. And then they were like, "Hey, we can infect everybody here and just wipe them all out."
Jesus
That
Christ.
didn't work out.
Oh, thank God it didn't.
Yeah, until 2020 when they weaponized a fucking bat.
Oh my God. We'll get into that later. But yeah.
Government experiment. Not anywhere.
Oh my God. I mean, that
You guys about to bust into my house.
you're just gonna hear your door break down right now. Ooh, and then like you're gonna disconnect from Discord and you're just gonna go offline completely. It's like, oh, he's gone now. We lost another one. Oh my God.
So,
I mean,
any other?
well, other like unethical human experimentation ones. I mean, one of the obvious ones for like psychology is the Stanford experiment.
That's what I was. Okay, I was just thinking about that one too, and then I forgot. But that's the one where they used they simulated people. Like, what was it? 6 people dressed up as cops, 6 people dressed up as prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
And
They simulated a prison and everything, and it was showing that if somebody has enough power over like human, it pretty much showed human nature in its most raw form, which is very disturbing. Just because like the treatment of the other people that were prisoners, even though like they all had the same rights, it was all being simulated, and yet the people who had enough quote unquote power over the prisoners, they abused it instantly. Well, not instantly, it was gradual, but still they eventually got
a little bit
to
of
that
time,
point.
but eventually it just like exposed their entire nature.
Yeah, it showed how eventually, and it's sad to say, but eventually a human will use that power if they have the chance to exploit other people in some way or another. It's going to eventually happen because that's just how humans work. That's how our, I guess, not basic biology, but like our basic psyche eventually has evolved into.
Superiority complex. Because if you think about it, that makes sense as to why throughout most of it, actually no, throughout pretty much all of history, human beings have enslaved other human beings. You know,
Either that or enslaving, I guess, just using other um, like living creatures to their benefit,
yeah.
shaping the environment in a way that like they don't really care, because there's obviously some outliers there. thank God there are, but it's for the most part like humans are like a disease.
Yeah.
And we need a purge. Can I get a pog for
No.
COVID? No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. No.
I don't want to be a part of that because even though I practice martial arts and train and all that, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get murked instantly.
Oh, wait. I was talking about COVID. You're talking about fighting people. I was like,
eventually that's gonna happen because people are gonna be like, "Hey, now that everybody's dead, we can just go around and steal stuff." And then everybody's gonna start fighting again over toilet paper like they did back in March. Idiots.
Toilet paper thing again.
Probably the stupidest thing I've heard is when people were stocking up on milk. They bought like tons of milk. I'm like, bro, it's all gonna expire at the same time. Now you just gotta drink. Idiots.
Not if you chug it like all at once.
Oh,
but
look at me, I'm chugging milk.
Chugging milk, like, what's wrong with you, honestly?
Excuse me? I chug gallons of almond milk on the daily, I'll have you know.
What the fuck? What?
Spends like $200 on gallons of just almond milk, and just I down one a day.
Like you just go to the store and just like, hey, 2 for the price of 1, and then just take them both.
I drink them right there, and then I buy the cartons,
right there, and then just like pay for the empty box.
Yeah. You don't do that? That's not how you drink your milk? You don't drink your milk all in one go and take it home with you in your stomach?
Fam, I'm built different.
It's like a fanny pack inside of you.
But your stomach?
I regret saying that. Anyways, let's move on from that. All right. What do you guys? What do you people have on the New World Order?
I mean, what, like aliens or globalist or socialist or?
No, that it's do you know what the New World Order is?
I've heard of it, but I don't know. I can't think of what it is off the top of my head. You know,
it's like Illuminati type stuff.
Yeah,
but not really.
Yeah, like secretly. Excuse me. Oh my God! Secretly emerging like totalitarian government. Everybody's like controlled by a singular body, essentially.
Like Hydra or the Templars.
Kinda. Yeah.
Kinda. I mean,
it's
Hydra.
one.
Wait, yeah, Hydra's kind of like that.
Nerd.
Yeah. We got a Marvel nerd. Ooh. I watch DC actually.
Captain America Winter Soldier has great morals to it.
Dude. I'm like
what?
Please do not reference Marvel movies as like in civil debates, please.
I mean, think about it. You have Hydra, and they're like, we've looked at the world that's so chaotic that humanity is willing to sacrifice its freedom for its security.
That is a badass German accent. Nice.
And then Zola was like, once the purification process is complete, Hydra's new world order will arise.
And then Red Skull went Anglo-Saxons.
Red Skull went to another universe, bro.
Dude, Red Skull got like murked out of existence, and then he comes back. He comes back in like a burlap sack.
Not even Hugo Weaving lame.
My God.
So anyway.
So yeah, New World Order. Those are like good examples of like New World Order kind of I guess bodies in pop culture. That's a good way to describe it. Like what McKenna said, it's pretty much like the Illuminati. Yeah. It's just
we have the Illuminati.
Well, I mean, yeah, they technically have existed and do exist, but it's not.
No, I mean, we have the Illuminati on the list.
Oh yeah, I know, but like the Illuminati, it's essentially like the Illuminati, but the Illuminati is a separate body than this, because this is just a single totalitarian like world government, whereas the Illuminati could eventually come to fruition and become that, but it's not like given that they are. It's just like a theory that they might.
Yeah.
Pretty much like this whole conspiracy theory is that secretly, like for hundreds of years, it's slowly there's been like a secretive elite power with like a globalist agenda that's eventually trying to create an authoritarian world government, like kind of like the Hunger Games and Giver kind of vibe, where it was just a singular body dictating everything across the world, or like 1984. That's another good example of New World Order, actually.
1984 was just that country. What was it? Oceania, Oceania, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but it was. Actually, yeah. No, you're right. But like that kind of layout of how they were would be the entirety of the world. So it was. It's kind of like if you took that concept of what happened in 1984 and applied it everywhere, that would be the New World Order. Just on a more secretive scale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like it's interesting to say the least, because like you can see where they're getting that from based off of how like history's been going in particular countries and their governments, cultures rising and falling and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, let me hold up. Let me end the live stream right here.
Goodbye, everybody.
Nobody was in it for the last like 5 minutes.
What happened?
Nobody was in it for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, what a nerds. If you're watching this after the fact, y'all are nerds for leaving. You missed my whole rant I went on.
Bro, that's how you please the fans. You just roast the hell out of them.
Yeah, that is how you please the fans. You don't subscribe right now. Hit that notification bell. I will come to your house personally and I will find you. Give you a cookie.
Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
Just be very menacing and then compliment them.
Like, what kind of cookie?
Does it matter?
I think it matters.
Well,
because, like, let's say
oatmeal
it's like
raisin.
A cinnamon raisin cookie. Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh.
That's just offensive.
What?
You can't be giving your subscribers freaking oatmeal raisins cookies. And
I'll have you know, I love oatmeal raisin cookies. All right.
Oh my god! Of course you do. No, I'm kidding.
Wow! Wow! Really just went there. Dang! Just because I'm vegan, make fun of the vegan. Oh, look at him! He's eating grass.
I mean, you did say that you were chugging almond milk earlier, so you kind of.
I'm lactose intolerant. You can relate to this. I'm lactose intolerant. All right. Don't even. Oh my god. Yeah, my fault. My chum gets hurt with the milk juice. Milk juice? I meant cow juice. My brain is dying.
What? I just realized that. Wait, milk juice. Oh, I think all of us have just slowly transitioned into smooth brainitis lately.
Oh yeah, most definitely. That's a symptom of COVID. Your brain just goes smooth like a koala.
I remember when you first told me that. I was dying, bro.
That is like the best. Like that, I can't believe out of all of the things I've ever told you, that's the one that sticks the most in your brain. Your smooth brain. I like put like a sticky note. I wrote on a sticky note. Koalas have smooth brain. I just slapped it on there and it's still stuck there.
I just remember that, and I remember the damn sloths grabbing their own arms and then falling.
Yes, that is amazing.
You showed me a video of us watching somebody.
It's so sad, but at the same time, I can't help but laugh because he's so adamant about grabbing his own arm. It's just the moss that's on there. He looks at it, and he's like, "Yep, that's a branch," and then looks at his other arm, and it's like, "I'm gonna grab that branch now," and just lets go and falls.
Maybe that branch just looks softer, you know? It's like, hey, it's not a bad looking branch.
Why is this branch so squishy?
Being so stupid that you think your own arm is an inanimate object.
Actually, no. It's if you're so smart that you accidentally, you've confused yourself. You big brain moved your own body into thinking that you're actually a plant. That is like 5 head level strats right there.
Oh my god, it really is though.
It's like pandas falling, 4 head moment. Sloths falling because they grab their own arm, like 6 head moment right there. Pog. Jesus Christ. How did we get on this?
Because I was saying we went ultra smooth brain. You said, yeah, koalas be smooth brain.
Wombats.
I brought up.
Wombats. They poop.
Wombat.
They poop in cubes. They have cubicle.
What are you talking about?
Wombats have cubicle poop. Their fecal matter is in the shape of a cube every single time. I'm not even joking.
Maybe they just downloaded a Minecraft mod.
Do you think they play Tetris?
Wait, what?
Minecraft and Tetris. That was like a double whammy. I did not expect that. You literally thought, what are the two games that involve blocks? Oh yes, the 2 most bought games on the planet, Minecraft and Tetris. People just see like a square on a screen and they're like, ooh, yes, I love it. 4 corners. That's the next conspiracy theory. Why do humans love squares?
You can build stuff with it.
Yeah.
No. Because there's 4 right angles, and 4 rights obviously make another right because it's even.
Oh, 4 rights make an entire square, circle. I don't know.
4 rights make a right because if you do right times right times right times right, they're all positive. So then you get another positive, and that makes you feel good in your brain, and then it makes you like make the happy juice, and then distributes it to the rest of your body.
You mean dopamine?
I mean serotonin.
Oh, okay.
If you're trying to be smart.
No. I mean oxytocin. I gotta get that in my body. Oh.
Well, I mean,
I'm glad you laughed at that, Justin. Nobody laughed at that. McKenna, you should have laughed at that. Jesus, what's wrong with you? Why did you not laugh at my medical joke? Yeah, I am gonna single you out this time. Literally had a conversation about medical terminology right before this, and yet you don't laugh at the oxytocin joke. SMH.
Maybe because it wasn't funny. Oh, sorry.
I don't need this kind of abuse.
Well, that concludes the podcast.
You gave it to me. You gave that to me.
No, I like teed you up, and you're like, you smacked the ball right in my face.
That was a out of the park hit for me.
No, you just like you aimed it right at my head and like killed me. Like I have like a massive, massive blood force trauma, like straight into like my cerebral cortex. The ball is lodged in my head now. Like
that also part of the MKUltra project?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just hit people so hard in the front of their head, like it just impaled them with baseballs, and they could read minds.
Oh God! Imagine being hit so badly that a baseball goes into your head.
Well, I'm gonna give you a lobotomy. Just shoves a baseball through your skull.
Fucking 16th century doctor head ass.
I know, right? Me has a plague doctor mask. Also me, lobotomy. With a baseball bat. No. Me just whips out my lance and just all lobotomy time. Come over here, let me stick your brain.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ, that's a huge tangent we went on. Oh my God. Anyways, back on topic. We're so unprofessional.
Or are we moving on?
No, we're moving on to UFOs. Ooh. E.T.
Justin, you've seen Aliens, right?
Yes, I have.
No.
Wait, really?
Who hasn't seen Aliens?
Shut up. You know what I mean.
Richard, you know where he lives, right? Give me his address right now. I'm driving over. You'll just hear me walk into the room and like strangle him from behind.
Who, me?
No, me. No, I'm gonna strangle myself actually. Yeah, because I'm in an autoerotic asphyxiation, obviously.
Oof.
Oh yeah, you've seen
extraterrestrials.
extraterrestrial beings, correct?
Yes.
Then
Sorry, me?
Yes.
Yes. Christ.
Oh my
you
god.
want to tell us about that?
What?
Fucking do you want to tell us about that?
About the what about it?
Jeremy, so what UFOs have you seen?
Oh my god. Well, I have seen an unidentified flying object. I'm not going to say it was aliens, because even though I do believe in extraterrestrials, because whoever doesn't, I'm not going to be mean to you, but how can you not? Look at the Fermi paradox. Look at all the evidence. Look how big the universe is. It's literally impossible for extraterrestrials not to exist. I just want to get that out there.
Earlier this year, nobody cared about it.
I know,
It's
right?
weird.
Well, I mean, look what else was happening. There was literally killer bees that got like it was a side quest that we never went on.
I was about to say that was a filler episode. Like those were around for 2 weeks, and then murder hornets are gone.
Filler episode. Jesus Christ, that was a perfect.
Literally had Kratos go out there, like the damn elves, and grab their spears and then stab them in the back. Like that's what happened to them, essentially.
My God. But I have seen stuff before, like on trips, driving around. It's like, oh, what's that right there? Is that like a comet or something? And it's like, oh no, it stopped moving completely. I've seen like lights before. Jesus, where were we? I think we were in like Joshua Tree, if I remember correctly. There was like a meteor shower. We drove there at night, and we're just stopped the car and got out to look at the stars. And as we were watching that, I remember looking up and seeing just a single like extremely bright light, and obviously my smooth brain thinking, "Oh, that's the North Star." Well, the North Star was actually behind me the entire time, and I just didn't happen to notice until at the end, when looking at that thing for a very long time, it eventually started to move, and I was like, "Oh, that's not a star. That's definitely not a star." And it just kept on moving across the sky. I eventually lost sight of it because it like disappeared in like a cluster of them. But I don't know. That was like extremely weird. And obviously, it could be my eyes playing tricks on me. It was very late. I was just staring up at the stars, so it could have been nothing. Could have been a satellite. But the thing that disturbed me the most, I think, was that it stood still for a very long time. It was extremely bright for a star, and just happened to move at like the right time, and then just disappeared. And then I turned around and I saw the North Star. I'm like, oh, that's not it. That was definitely not the North Star.
Oh, was that the North Star over in the southwest southwest part of the sky?
It's like, well, I'm in a region of the world where I can't see the North Star, so that doesn't make any sense. It's like I'm in the South Pole. It's like, oh yeah. Wait, can you see the North Star from the South Pole? I took an astronomy class. I should know this.
You can't. You can only see it in the northern hemisphere, I believe.
There's some sections, I think, where like depending on the tilt of the Earth, like there's a specific name for it, but the terminology evades me. That we'll go with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's I kicked something. There's like specific areas where, based on like the tilt, you can still see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, we can obviously see it here. And yeah, it was a little strange. Yeah, but like specific incidences. I don't know if you guys remember like those transmissions during like the moon landing, and like the missions like Gemini 4 and Gemini 7, where the astronauts actually saw some sort of unidentified object in space near them. They just call it a bogey, but it's just just used as like a generic term.
Mm-hmm.
So it literally could have been anything, but it was just like a little odd that they saw those while they were out there. Also, space snakes. I never put that in there, but I just remember that randomly.
The hell is a space snake?
An unidentified object in the shape of a snake, so elongated, undulating. That was just meters wide, or meters long, like extremely long, just undulating out in space randomly.
It's like that snake from that episode of Rick and Morty.
My God, I can't believe you referenced Rick and Morty.
I mean, you did
But
just say space snake. It
But
was
you're
a
not.
snake.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Mm.
But yeah, like seeing weird stuff like that. Or okay. Small side tangent. Whenever somebody says the dark side of the moon, that always irks me a lot because there is technically no true dark side. There is one side that we technically never see, but it always gets light because it's rotating around the Earth. It's not like it's in permanent darkness, which is why I despise that Transformers movie with the dark side of the moon. It's just like it's something that people always confuse and like assume like that side never gets light, and it's like no, it does eventually. It's just how the way
A
the
lot of people do astronomy that well.
what happened.
I said I don't think a lot of people do astronomy that well.
No, they always mix it up with astrology. It's there's always that. Have you seen the meme where it was the dog like cowering at a furry and it said astronomy, which was the dog, and then astrology, which was the furry? And for some reason that made me laugh so hard because that's pretty much how it is in like the scientific world. It's funny, but whatever. Anyways, dark side of the moon. Anybody listening, all the moon, every single side of it gets light, but we don't technically see one side of it because the rotation of the Earth and the rotation of the moon matches in such a way that we only get to ever see one side. Unless you're unless you're an astronaut and you're lucky, you get to see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Damn commies.
Damn Russians. Damn
Sputnik.
Chinese.
Sputnik. All right. You guys want to kind of skip the Illuminati and go into Jeffrey Epstein's death? I feel like everybody wants to talk about that, you know, because of the memes and the funnies.
Jeffrey Epstein's death. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a part of the Clinton death count. End up joining that.
My God. Jesus.
So,
have you seen any of the documentaries on it though? There's like 2 on Netflix. I think they just recently released like the second part to it. Very interesting. Yeah, they're both on there. If you want to watch them, very interesting.
Oh, okay. I mean, no, I haven't seen that. The thing that bothers me though is that this man clearly did not commit suicide, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is what was it? It was like there was no recording. The cell was completely locked. The guard just happened to be off duty or not paying attention or whatever the hell, and all this other stuff that isn't adding up. It's like, bro, really?
The guard
How
just
stupid do you think everyone is?
very. I mean, like, look at the state of the world. Are you really asking that question anymore?
Good point. Human beings are really stupid. Like there's no other way to say it.
See, there are some outliers, but there are not enough to outbalance the masses.
I don't think you outbalance something.
Balance out.
There you go.
I have smooth brain.
Bro, are you one of those outliers or not?
I thought I was. Now I'm not. I'm not too sure anymore. It has come to my attention that I've actually been smooth brain this whole time. I was just an illusion. You thought I was smart. You thought wrong.
You haven't changed since you were born, bro. You just never learned anything.
I got one wrinkle like down the middle of my head. It's the crease that separates the two sides of my brain.
That's the only wrinkle you have is just like the part that's supposed to separate your brain.
Yep. Oh my god. No, but yeah, his death was way too suspicious to be a suicide. I mean, there's a lot of evidence stacked against it, but also you can still argue that he did kill himself. I mean, there's just so many different factors that lead into this, like censorship and stuff like that. It's just it's insane.
This would have been one of those things where if I had I have my whiteboard, but if I'd drawn out a map or something, like a bubble map or something, then just connected everything together, then it would be a lot easier to explain. But so does anybody have any theories as to who they have murked this man?
No theories really. Who could have done it? More like, I guess we could just kind of talk about discrepancies in the case. Because the dude was 6 foot tall, right? How? And he what? Hung himself from the lower bunk, if I remember correctly.
Something like that. It was like he had tied a sheet around his neck and then hung himself at the bottom.
See, because somebody could eventually, you can asphyxiate yourself that way. It's possible. It's just a huge struggle that he would have had to go through, going in and out of consciousness constantly and eventually dying. It's just the time frame wouldn't match up. The guard would have eventually have seen him trying to do that,
or heard him at the very least.
Yeah, oh god, I just imagine the sound of somebody trying to just choke themselves.
Nah, never mind. I was gonna say that that reminds me when we were working out with Dominic, then his neighbor just randomly in the middle of us working out, his neighbor just randomly I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Christ.
Maybe I mean, I don't know, bro. Maybe that's what was happening.
Oh, autoerotic asphyxiation. Funny. I can't believe that made you laugh. Why would you laugh at that?
Because it was so random. It was so random.
Oh, I like myself getting choked. Oh,
Autoerotic asphyxiation. Bro, that was pretty funny to me. God. So, you two have anything? You guys have any theories?
Not really.
Yeah, not really.
Sleep apnea.
Wonderful hosts you guys are.
You too, Richard. Jesus, you can't judge us.
Stop saying something. You guys haven't said anything for the last few minutes.
I'm gonna walk over to you right now and choke you across the table. I'm seriously just gonna take your mic privileges away from you. You're not allowed in the studio anymore.
Epstein me, bro.
Wow, he really went there.
Wow.
Yeah, how is that a wow? But what you just said was totally fine.
Because I won't do it. Don't just yep. Totally won't walk over and kill one of us right now, Jeremy. Totally believe that. Yep.
It's gonna be a long walk for you, man.
No, it's not. I can see you from across the room. Hi, Richard. Look at me. Hi.
Oh.
Yeah, because we're in studio right now, right?
No.
I'm gonna throw my mic at you. I swear to God.
Don't say that because I'm fucking. I just watched Hereditary and I'm thinking somebody's always behind me now. That movie got so ridiculous by the end too.
Maybe I am behind you.
Don't fucking shut up.
What if you just felt like someone tap your shoulder right now?
Don't say that, bro. Stop.
God, I love making Richard. What if you heard that, but like, what if you heard Justin's voice, but like in your ear right now? Like he's been quiet this whole time. He was actually going over to your
I would
house.
drive over to his house right now and slap him.
But what if? But you would drive over to his house and slap him, even though he's already at your house, trying to scare you.
You just said his voice. You didn't say he was there.
That's what I meant. Like this whole time he's been silent, but he's actually like he just left to go to your house to scare you.
should have made that more clear.
We should have made that more clear. Oh, I'm sorry, smooth brain over here. I had to literally write. I had to write out a roadmap for the joke.
Suggestion.
I had to write a roadmap out for the joke and just like give it to you. Like, here you go, Richard. It's like the little play pad, like table things that like they give little kids. Like give you like a crayon. It's like, here you go. Here's the beginning and here's the end of the joke. Where's the punchline? Here it is.
Cool. So
cool. Awesome transition. God. All right. The Matrix. Yeah. Specifically simulation theory.
Okay. Well, I have one where I swear to God this happened. And
okay,
not only I saw it, but my friend Ben saw it. So Ben, if you're listening to this, you know what I'm talking about. There was this one day that we were all standing outside in front of school, right? And
Milliken, right?
No, Wilson. Yeah, Milliken.
No, Liquid.
Yeah,
one of those three. Yeah. Look up those schools, by the way. That's where we live. We've already said it before. I don't know why we're dancing around this. We've literally in the first episode talked about it.
You purposely said I'm not gonna say the name of the schools because I'm not trying to expose it.
Schools. See, you're still keeping it anonymous. They don't know which one we're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
actually, if you want to know, look back at one of the first episodes. We've actually said it already. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, I forgot I said it. So anyway, there was this one time where Alex, me, Ben, and a few other people were standing out front of school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had called Alex in because he had I guess he left his backpack out with us, so he went back inside and he was running, right? I said, Alex, you left your backpack. And then he turned around and he was like trying to wave at us like wave back at us like I'm gonna just leave it there kind of wave, you know?
Yeah.
But I swear to God, when he did that, it looked like his arm flipped up inside of itself and then flipped back out. And I swear to God, me and Ben saw it, nobody else did. And we were like, what the fuck? Like, this man really glitched in reality. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why we saw that unless it was just some kind of weird optical illusion. I swear to God that happened. It was so weird.
I swear I've seen one like this before too. This one time I was like at this park and there was like it was like a dog park or something. But like I swear there was just like a 5-second period where like these 3 dogs just stopped moving. Like it was like somebody paused like a movie or something.
They were lagging.
Yeah, it was like a glitch, and I was like, "Whoa, what the heck?" Like their ears were like still up in the air and stuff. Like one was like jumping, and I was like, "Oh my god!" But yeah, that like the experience like you can have with this one is like crazy.
I have yet to see something like that, but I've seen like videos that people have showed me where it's like, oh, like I was like driving and then this plane just stopped moving, and you watch it and it's insane because you see the plane is just sitting in the sky. It's like, that's kind of weird. And then I feel bad because then I have to disprove it because it's an optical illusion where they're matching the speed at which it's descending, so it looks like it's actually just staying completely still. Which I oh my god, the video is crazy. I will give it that. It looks insane, but it's easily explained. And it's just like, certain things like that. Or okay, no, the weird one is when like birds stop moving. I can't understand that.
I'm pretty sure those blackbirds, are actually robots.
Dude, birds aren't real, man. They all work for the bourgeoisie. Like, we know this.
Nah.
Bourgeoisie.
Me and my parents have a theory about the blackbirds that hang out in front of Walmart all the time. They're always in front of Walmart. Every
Yes.
Walmart that we've been to, in here, in
Crows?
Arizona, in Nevada, they're always blackbirds and they're always around Walmart. They're never anywhere else. I'm like, that is why. What is up with that?
You mean
I swear to God, those things are robots.
You mean crows?
Oh, blackbirds.
Blackbirds singing in the dead of night?
I would hope not. No, they're.
Thank you for somebody getting the reference. Jesus, oh my God.
They were blackbirds. The males are black with yellow eyes. The females are like this relatively dark brown color with either brown or yellow eyes.
I would suspect the reason for that. Okay, sorry, I'm like very logical when it comes to this kind of stuff. So I try to disprove it first glance, and if I can't, then I start to go into the more like supernatural kind of like extremely less skeptical route.
Yeah.
But I would suspect it's just because of like what was that? Oh God, we referenced it the other day. Somebody said it. It was that one experiment with the psychologist and the dogs. Pavlovian. Pavlov. It's probably some kind of like Pavlovian I guess behavior being displayed by them where they know that there's like food nearby, and if depending on what kind of bird they are, they might be like scavenging of sorts, just sticking around the area that they know is going to be a consistent consistent source of food, whether it be like somebody dropping something when they're loading up food in the back of Walmart, or customers dropping food outside, or dragging stuff anywhere. Like they must know that food is nearby, therefore we make our nests here and procreate, and then they just stick by there.
Okay, that actually makes more sense. But I mainly said that because I mainly say that they're robots because they look so fake, especially the males. The males look really because their eyes are so like
they do.
Their eyes are so perfectly circular, and they have this weird look to them because they are yellow, and they're just some weird birds, man. And then, like I said, they're always around Walmart.
Do their eyes like nearly face forward, if I remember correctly?
I don't think so.
Something. I know their eyes are very disturbing because I've seen them before, and it's like, why are you looking at me so intently?
Let me try looking up a picture of one.
Blackbirds from Walmart. I bet that's what you're gonna look up right now.
See, I just look up blackbirds. Hold up.
My God.
That's so true, though. I feel like I have like always seen them outside, specifically Walmart.
I know. There's like they're like a specific breed. Like they spawn by Walmart.
Yeah.
Crows?
I don't know why.
No, they're not crows. They're smaller than crows, and they have more, I guess, colorful plumage, if you want to call it that.
Sparrows?
No. Way bigger. They're completely black with their feet are yellow, right?
Oh, here's a picture of one. Their eyes are yellow.
Their eyes are yellow. Oh, I've seen different ones then. Never mind. I'm talking about different birds.
This isn't a really good picture of the ones that I see. The ones that I see have like more not muscular looking builds, but they look more sleek, I guess. Like their chests are higher up, their tails are longer, their faces are slightly longer. Maybe it's a different breed of it, but they look basically like this bird right here.
Well, then we're talking about the same ones because those are the ones that I'm talking about too.
Okay.
But they have like yellow or orange feet, which is why they always stand out to me. If I remember correctly, if it's the same birds, because I always see them.
Maybe. Like I said, I think those things look like robots to me. I swear to God, they're robots.
You're too perfect to not be robots.
Exactly. There's just something about the way they look, and like I said, it's specifically the males, because the females they're just brown with brown eyes, and they look normal, but the males look really weird. They're like so perfectly jet black with these weird
Pinpoint
freaky
eyes.
eyes.
They're like the atypical blackbird that you find in like Michael's during Halloween. It's like the styrofoam blackbird that you just find there. It's like, oh, nice decoration. It's like, no, that's a real bird.
I believe it.
That's crazy.
So, you guys want to wait? Would that technically be considered part of the Matrix or no? Because Matrix does involve robots.
Well, the Matrix is just it's an external simulation that's not. It exists within reality. It's like an extension of it that we're placed into. But like the Matrix was like the first. It's all about like simulation theory, but the Matrix was the first pop culture and more public instance where they talked about it. I mean, there's been like a bunch of different papers and case studies that I've like read that happened before the Matrix coming out, which is actually really insane but that was like the beginning of like simulation theory. The Matrix kind of popularized it.
Uh-huh.
But it's like basically the same thing. Like all the weird stuff that we see, like UFOs, cryptids, supernatural beings, that stuff that's not normal, quote unquote, is at like are actual like glitches or viruses or whatever, just stuff that's not typical within the code of our simulation, and which is why we see it, but yet can't really explain it or find out where the stuff is coming from.
See it in glances.
Yeah, like they just
like Alex and his arm.
Alex and his arm textures, just like his whole like his wireframe, the wireframe for his arm and his sprite, just like it just completely like deleted itself.
For a millisecond, then respawned.
His arm despawned and respawned on itself.
I believe it. So Alex, you out there listening to this, we're on to you. We know you've glitched the Matrix. I know you don't. You claim that you don't know what I'm talking about. I saw you. Ben saw you. So there's two people who saw it. So
have you talked to him about it?
Yes, I've talked to him about it. Every time I bring it up, he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. That didn't happen. I'm like, okay. Trying to hide the fact that he's broken the Matrix. And doesn't want to let us know how. So Alex, we're on to you, bitch. We know that you broke the Matrix. Or he's a part of the Matrix.
So that's why I don't see him anymore. He's actually Neo.
He's the one.
He's the one, and this is the way. Alright. I guess we can move on from the Matrix. There's a ton of stuff. We can do like a whole episode on this kind of stuff that we've like experienced and other people have talked about. But we'll mention it briefly. I know Zach wants to talk about it, so we won't talk about it too much in this episode. Maybe we'll come back to it in another one. Like, we talk about more pop culture movies and stuff like that. We can bring up the Matrix again. We talk more about it. Kind of relate simulation theory into it. But for now, I guess we can move on to bioterrorism. Big BT.
Also COVID.
Yes, exactly. But like, literally, it's funny. Right before this, McKenna, you want to tell them what I did?
Didn't you read me a presentation
Mm-hmm.
that you did on coronavirus?
Yep. Literally like right before this, which is actually pretty funny. But yeah, we can talk about how I guess COVID is suspected to be a bioterrorist or a bioterrorist act, and it's an artificial disease.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead. I'll try to disprove it as best as I can.
Just any of us?
Yeah, just talk about why you think it's like that. Why it's like artificially created.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard theories. I don't know the exact theories, but I've heard theories about it being created in a lab in China instead of being just some random guy eating a bat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how people would know that it was created in a lab unless it has something. There's something about it that's supposed to not be. What would you say? Not naturally forming.
Mm-hmm.
Not something that you would typically find in nature.
Yeah, it's like it didn't mutate that way exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. Probably some of the most ancient ways of like chemical warfare would be how the Mongolians weaponized the
Mm-hmm.
bubonic plague,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would throw over dead bodies that had it into castles, and then people would get diseased like that. So it seems to me that that's basically just an evolved way of how people would do things now if they were to spread a disease, like in what's that show Jack Ryan, where they
Mm-hmm.
weaponized Ebola,
That's
try to take out the president.
that's crazy though. Like the thought of being able to. Well, I mean, it's happened. Bioterrorism
Mhm.
has happened before in different like kinds of wars, which is insane. How people would eventually resort to that. There's a if I remember correctly, there's a ship in the middle of a dried out lake somewhere within it's closer to Russia if I remember correctly, but it's somewhere out in one of the stands or like near like Ukraine or somewhere. I'm blanking on where it is, but there's a lake that eventually dried out due to climate change, and it left a boat, if I remember correctly, and that on that boat was different kinds of samples of diseases and viruses like anthrax, Ebola, if I remember correctly, like highly lethal viral diseases were just stored on this little barge area and just left there as it was like a mini research station, and the whole space around it is just like anthrax has been there for like a couple like decades, just surviving on its own, which is
Wow.
insane how long it can just stay there.
How is it surviving on its own if it doesn't have a host?
That's just like it's kind of like how COVID can survive on a stainless steel surface and like other different types of surfaces, just because it has that kind of life expectancy without a host. Just yeah, it's insane how some of these viruses can manage to still survive without just reproducing inside of a living being. And
God,
yeah, and obviously that can be used in bioterrorism. It's like, okay, I'm gonna just spray this surface that I know hundreds of people will walk by or touch every single day, like in a subway. Somebody managed to like concentrate some sort of solution with COVID in it and sprayed down a particular part of a subway where people would walk through, like the gates going in initially after
it's
getting your
something
ticket.
that everybody would touch at some point.
Yeah, it's just like that's an easy way to do it. And I'm just saying that just because the time off the top of my head, I would never do that. I promise. It's just like
Take
some.
your word for it.
What happened?
I said I'll take your word for it.
It's like, well, yeah, you'll take my word, but will the FBI?
I don't know.
See,
If
because
the FBI has a reason to have you on their watch list, then
are you listening in on us right now? Oh, they're getting the episode early. But
bro, they tuned into my live stream.
they were the only one there. It said no viewers, but they were actually like in the like incognito mode.
Oh, just the NSA and the FBI, nothing to worry about. But anybody got any? Justin, you a doctor? You got any disease advice or stories or whatever for us?
Well, to COVID, well, it can't kill you. The only way it can kill you through its own ways is if you have a low immune system.
Mm-hmm.
So if you keep your immune system up and you somehow contract it, there's no way you'd get critical unless it takes your immune system down and forcefully forces your immune system to slowly shut down. But that's highly unlikely because I'm pretty sure you workout guys who are in that keep your your food intake and the immune system up to stay a-okay.
Yeah, of course.
If that makes any sense.
No, that totally does. Yeah. Because
so go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say because like that's how virology works with like different types of diseases or viruses and stuff like that. It's like if your immune system is compromised in any sort of way, depending on any pre-existing conditions and stuff like that, or like autoimmune diseases, it makes you more likely. So as long as you're able to keep that in check and you're not susceptible in any way, you should be fine. You obviously feel like shit. Like it's gonna happen, but but it's like you won't get into sort of a critical kind of state where its lethality is increased to a point where you're gonna die, unless somehow your immune system gets compromised while you're sick with it.
Correct. So whatever the news and all that say about it being a very deadly disease, that's true under certain circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're keeping yourself healthy, then you don't really have much of an issue. It's gonna suck regardless if you do contract it, but you're not in critical.
You're most likely not gonna die from it, right?
Yeah.
No, there's a low chance of dying from it if you're healthy.
You just have to be careful if you do contract it to not be near anybody that is susceptible.
Correct.
You just have to make sure that even though you're, I guess, quote unquote, being unsafe, you just have to make sure that if you do contract it, just to be careful with anybody, any loved ones or anybody near you. Obviously, wearing masks, gloves, disinfecting, and stuff like that.
Like any disease, you should just, stay away from other people, try to get better.
See, I call that social anxiety. And that's a disease I have to deal with daily.
The hell? Damn it.
Yes, laugh at my pain. Laugh. It invigorates me.
Why? Say something like a joke and then expect it. Like, yeah, just laugh at me, guys. Just laugh at my pain.
Do it. It makes me stronger.
Yeah, I mean, there was the thing I was talking about with the MKUltra project where they tried weaponizing insects to use on people during the Korean War, I believe it was, and
you said it was Wormwood?
Yeah, that's the documentary.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. It's kind of boring at times, but it is pretty good with at least the information I thought was pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
They found out because the entire point of it is that essentially the main guy who's talking, and he's telling a story about his dad when he was a kid and how he had supposedly he had died after being after falling or jumping out of a window, and they were trying to figure out why, because he had no reason to like kill himself or anything. And so what happened was he was a CIA agent. They found out that the CIA during the MKUltra project had tested LSD on him. And it was by random choice though, but because they had apparently spiked somebody's drink with it, and he had started behaving really weirdly. And then the hell? Oh, hey, look who it is. But anyway, he started behaving really weirdly, and they know whether he had.
Well, he did.
Yeah, I know. They don't know whether he had jumped or fallen, or if the guy who was with him had told him to jump out, or if anybody else came in there and then tried to convince him to jump out. You know?
Yeah.
It was a very weird situation. It's pretty interesting, especially if you're like me and you don't trust the government all that well. That's why I don't like how a lot of people like all these government restrictions and everything, because I'm like, bro, when has the government helped us? This is the same government that's tested LSD on people, the same government that spread crack in low econ neighborhoods, same government that tried to wipe out entire races of people from the country. The government's done a lot of shady stuff in the last ever, honestly.
See, that's why I want to move to Canada. See, because
all they gotta do is just stay on their ass, and then they'll back off. But it's just gonna take a lot of work.
Nah, I'm good. I think I'll just move up to Canada. I'll visit you like during Christmas, Richard. Don't worry, I'll come back. But like, if the purge happens on one of those days, I'll take a rain check.
Purge happens, I'm gonna just sit in my house for the next few weeks.
Purge happens, and you're like sitting in your room.
The purge happens, I'm gonna go out and have some fun.
Oh, there are two types of people.
I'm gonna stay in. I'm gonna head out.
Not one person. I'm gonna head out for a bit and come back early so I can go night real quick. Get my 8 hours in. Just like wake up to your entire house being gone. You're just like on the floor, and it's like, someone took my entire house.
I gotta protect the kids. The purge happens.
That is true. Melee weapons, radiation cells, and like bushmeat will be very good commodity items that we'll use to trade in the future once the economy collapses.
Took that from Gumball.
I kind of paraphrased it in a sense, yeah.
I remember the scene you were talking about where it's like, sorry, after you quit the bank, the economy collapsed, and now pretty much all this is useless. It's like, okay, well, in that case, then this pizza is $12,000 or some shit like that.
Yeah, because of inflation.
We also take melee weapons and first aid kits.
Melee weapons, ammunitions, first aid kit, and like, I don't know. I threw radiation cells in there because I was like, hey, Fallout.
Is that chemical warfare or bioterrorism?
I just have like a rod of uranium in my back pocket at all times that I could just throw at someone. Taste this spicy air, fiend.
Can you actually do that in Fallout? I've never played it.
No, I was just making fun because I meant like Fallout, like not the game, like Fallout is in.
Oh, you mean
There's two kinds of Fallout. The fun one and the very fun one, because it's real life. It's not fun.
Fallout
it is
VR.
Not fun. Fallout VR. That's just when somebody drops a nuke on your country. That's Fallout VR right there. I shouldn't say that. I really shouldn't say that.
Yeah, knock on wood. So, what the fuck? What were we talking about? Oh yeah, bioweapons and stuff.
Yeah. We went from bioweapons to
purge.
Oh my god.
Nuking the country, like I mean, all those are pretty combined.
Imagine dropping a nuke on someone that's like it's a the equivalent to a nuke, but it's like with diseases. Like,
yeah.
Here comes the anthrax bomb. Yeah.
Did Zach leave?
Yeah, he came in and he dipped.
Yeah, he just showed up and then left while in the middle of me talking.
You can see it says he's streaming. I'm so tired. ... Let's game. He's playing Minecraft. We'll probably kill him in game after this. It'll be funny.
It'd be like, this is what you get for not joining the podcast, loser.
That was a good interpretation of the noise. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
try to be a soundbar.
Round of applause.
This entire time of from the entire start of the podcast, I've been playing Tomb Raider.
No, it says you're playing Left 4 Dead 2.
Well, now I am.
Now I am. Now I am. My God. I guess we can hit the last topic then. We're pretty much almost out of time, but we can talk about Planet X real quick. That's a random one I threw in there because I was just reminded of it by my parents, actually, who were talking about this kind of stuff. Because I told them what we were recording. And they're like, oh, remember when we watched something about this? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'll put it on the list for sure. And then I did. And that's the story of how it got on the list.
That explains it.
Yeah, it does completely. Anyways, that whole thing is essentially that apparently there's a 10th planet that has an extremely long rotation cycle around the sun, longer than Pluto's, and apparently it's scheduled to come back soon. And when it does, and I call total BS on this, but I'm just going to say it anyways, it's going to crash into the Earth or pass by Earth and bring some debris that's going to cause hellfire and rainfall of unprecedented proportions and just cause an entire cataclysm on the Earth.
Sweet.
Well, that sounds like a bundle of joy.
Oh yeah, and it's like supposedly like the size of Jupiter or something like that. It's enormous. It's a rocky planet, and I don't understand how a rocky planet that size could exist. But conspiracy theorists say it does.
That wouldn't necessarily crash into Earth. That would just go right through Earth.
I know. It's not supposed to crash. It's supposed to go along Earth's like rotational path, but barely miss us. But something it's supposed to like have some debris from it break off and like hit us on the way around. It's like, wow, I missed you. Oh, but here comes like some like little specks of my left hemisphere. Left hemisphere. What is wrong with me? Northern hemisphere.
Okay, we all have those days.
We all have the smooth brain days. We out here.
Having those days a bit too frequently lately. Something's wrong.
Do you not have the single crease down the middle of your brain anymore? Is it all gone now? Did it like form back to when it was just a like nugget of meat when you were a baby?
Sure.
Yeah, he's really dead. Yeah. His brain is gone.
Yeah.
That response just perfectly summarized what I said. Okay, but apparently this thing is supposed to come by and kill us all. Now, here's my issue with it. What in the fresh fuck do they mean that it's the size of Jupiter when it's a rocky planet? It doesn't. It should be impossible. There's no way it could be that huge and still be in our solar system's path, given that it pretty much has like an extended. It's like a comet, pretty much, but the size of a planet, which is insane, and it doesn't make any sense how that thing could still be in our solar system technically. Like the only way it could is if it's coming from the Oort cloud, which is surrounding our solar system, but it's extremely far out, and that's where most of our comets come from. So unless a huge asteroid got like bonked into the path where it's going to fly towards us, it's the only way I could see this happening, and there's literally no other way that we could have a 10th planet.
Including Pluto.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about Pluto for a second? Who believes it's a planet?
Planetoid.
Why wouldn't you classify it as a planet?
Because it doesn't. It falls under the classification of a dwarf planet, and it's pretty much closer to a moon than an actual planet given its size. And there's actually other celestial bodies within our solar system that are larger than it that classify as dwarf planets. So in actuality, I'm surprised that Pluto didn't get demoted to like the ranking of like satellite or moon, which I would have personally done that. My sister loves Pluto. This is our biggest argument. She's like, it's a planet.
Some credit, man.
Pluto
Poor
is a
little thing hated on 24/7.
Pluto is a little icy dirt ball at the outskirts of our galaxy, at the outskirts of our solar system. It has 2 other moons that are pretty much the size of it. All right, I would consider them planets. Then I would first consider them planets. Then I would first consider Pluto a planet.
Oh my god.
We have some hard Pluto hate in this chat. I don't care if you guys in the comment section roast me. I hate Pluto. Get over it. Thank you. You know what? I'm with Neil deGrasse Tyson on this one. He gets a lot of flack for demoting Pluto, even though technically it wasn't just him. But anyways, him and I are in the same boat right here. I've been getting flack for hating on Pluto for years now. I don't care. Roast me.
It's not a planet. It's a planetoid. Or dwarf planet. I don't know the difference.
No. Well, it's planetoids include planets, but also in dwarf planets. So you're technically right. Yeah. Okay. It is a planetoid. But specific classification, it's a dwarf planet. Personally, it's a satellite. Get over it. It's tiny. It's pointless. It's ice. It's dirt. It does look pretty, though. I will give it that. The newest pictures of it have redeemed its more, how do you say, rustic quality of it. It does.
You sound like somebody on a dating app right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna date Pluto. Just kidding. I'm gonna. How does Tinder work? Swipe left? What? Swipe right? I don't understand it. I'm old.
Swipe left to accept. Swipe right to decline.
Swiping right on Pluto. Hard. Swiping right. I'm definitely swiping right on Pluto.
Wait a minute. Yeah, it is swipe right on for approval and then swipe left to dislike.
He really
looked it up, Richard?
I remember it.
No, he went back on he re-downloaded his Tinder and he went back on there just to check.
I gotta lie, I was looking at it a second ago and I was like,
bro, yo, guess who I matched with? It's Pluto. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna stand them up on the date. I would never do that.
I think I know where to meet Pluto at, though.
Meet me in the asteroid belt at 9:00. But
first date, kind of nervous.
First date, kind of nervous. Yo, he's bringing me to a shady part of the solar system. If I die, please help.
Oh, man.
This man really said, go back to the Oorot cloud. SMH, my heart is broken.
Fucking. I one episode of regular show where Pops was like, she's 20 million miles away. She's big and rocky. And then fucking Rigby's like, who's this giant rocky woman? Talking about a planet. So stupid.
That's me talking about Pluto.
Exactly. That's why I was saying it sounds like you're talking about
made out of dating app. Made out of ice.
Look way better, but the old ones were kind of sucky.
Oh my god.
I remember her from a long time ago.
She really glowed up. God, I saw that. I saw somebody said Pluto had a glow up, and I was like, why would you say that? Of all the things you could have said. Not, wow, this picture of Pluto looks absolutely stunning. Look at the, like, ice formations and glaciers.
Pluto almost as much as I hate sloths.
What did you say?
I said you hate Pluto almost as much as I hate sloths.
You hate sloths? Excuse me?
Because they're so useless, dude. They're
so are you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go there.
Dang.
I don't grab onto my own arm and fall out of a tree like an idiot.
Yeah, no, but you grab onto the bottom of your leg and you try to jump through it and you trip and fall.
Plus, I thought we already decided that was like a big brain move to like grab your own arm.
Yeah, exactly.
You're camouflaging so hard that you just grab your own arm. Like, you big brained yourself.
camouflage so hard. God damn it. So
Jesus Christ.
Oh, Pluto looks like it has a giant heart in it.
Aw.
Wait, oh no. Don't say aw. Do not say aw. It's full of like
I told you Pluto has a heart. You guys
It's-
are just bullying it
The
constantly,
Mercury
and it's
cloud
like
or
that
something.
heart is gonna break at some point.
when that heart breaks, it's full of poisonous liquid and gas. I hope
Good.
you know that.
Yeah, alright. Good.
It's from all that hate it's been receiving for years, and once it breaks, it's just gonna kill everyone.
I guess you can say it's become a very toxic person.
Yeah, just like you.
Oh, wow. 3 seconds to come up with?
A perfect comeback. I am the master of comedy. My God.
Would you get Matt into this? He'd be great to have for these times.
He should. I don't understand why he's not here. He's got like smooth brain.
You're the one who invites people.
I literally added him into like the podcast crew, like ping. I ping everyone in the podcast, even if they're not like active on the server anymore. I still ping them. They still get it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then, yeah, I don't know.
He's like, well, I got schoolwork and I have to sleep. Well, I'm responsible.
That doesn't sleep, bro. He just functions on like 3 hours.
That means he's still
energy drinks.
That too, yeah. His just sheer muscle mass keeps him awake. Like his muscles just manage to just like vibrate. I don't like they oscillate at such a frequency that he just stays awake constantly.
What the hell? What? He's not the Flash. What are you talking about?
My powers are beyond your understanding, or my motives are beyond your understanding. God.
Constantly, just like vibrating and for no reason.
He is a human vibrator. Wait, that sounds wrong. No, never mind. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. Matt, if you watch this, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't mean it that way. You know what I meant. You know what you are, Matt? To me, this is coming from the heart, dude. You're like an atom or like a molecule at like extreme heat. You're really hot and you vibrate. That just sounds so wrong. My God.
That sounded so much worse.
Oh God, how did I use
man.
science against myself? Jesus Christ, I'm ending it right here. That's goodbye, everybody. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Everybody say goodbye. I just publicly humiliated myself. Oh God, why me?